creamy, pure natural cottage cheese. Only Daisy cottage cheese will do.
So tasty, so pure. Can I have a little more? Only Daisy cottage cheese.
By the way, summer isn't over yet, so go to thepalmbeaches.com to plan your next vacation and just go ahead and book the Colony.
I'll brag, my room is the bomb here.
Of course, you're
Happening now.
Memories of a murder at this fast food restaurant are fresh on people's minds, but some wonder why it seems an arrest in this case is slow in coming. I'll tell you where police say their investigation stands.
And it could be the most important speech of his career. President Joe Biden to address the nation following his decision to leave the presidential race. Coming up live from the White House, what he might say and the renewed enthusiasm behind Kamala Harris.
More shower action to get to on Authority Radar, along with how much rain has fallen over the aquifer recharge zone in recent days. News at 5 starts right now.
At First at 5, San Antonio police know what she looks like. They just need to find the person you see on your screen. They released an additional photo of that 17-year-old suspected of shooting and killing the manager of a local Sonic restaurant.
Still, as Katrina Weber shows us, people are asking why police haven't arrested anybody in that case just yet.
Based on their latest release, San Antonio police have no problem picturing who they're looking for. They say 17-year-old Adaya Namir Roberson is suspect number 1 in a deadly shooting. It happened earlier this month at Sonic near Babcock and Eckert Roads. Family of 33-year-old Daniel Shrewsbury, the night manager, say he was shot dead by someone trying to pass off counterfeit money.
So sad, ridiculous, just over nothing.
Rose Marino was headed to eat at a spot nearby, but still had what happened at Sonic on her mind. And she's surprised it's not case closed by now.
I thought it was a very good photo, and I can't believe they haven't, somebody hasn't turned her in yet.
It's very surprising to me that this hasn't been resolved yet.
John Stroud has been keeping his eyes open in case he comes across Roberson.
Myself, I have not, but if I do, I would definitely, give a heads up.
Police have been hoping for leads. A day after the murder, they released surveillance photos. They confirm one of the people in them is Roberson. They say the other is no longer a suspect. As police go about the business of trying to track down that suspect, it looks like business here at Sonic is just about back to normal. There are still a few signs of what happened, a memorial of balloons and candles here now instead of crime scene tape. And at every drive-up station, photos of Shrewsbury are posted, both to show people how they can help his family and that he hasn't been forgotten. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
It's a Texas favorite. FBI agents, though, keeping quiet about why multiple agents were at Delia's Tamales on Hausman Road on the far northwest side this morning. An FBI spokesperson did confirm to KSAT that they are conducting some type of investigation. They did not go into any details. They also confirmed the investigation isn't just the Delia's location here, also includes the locations in Farr and McAllen. This is video from KRGV, the ABC station in the Valley, showing FBI agents doing the same thing at a location there. That news station is reporting that the company that owns Delia's and Delgar Foods facing a federal wage lawsuit from former employees, many of whom were undocumented, who claimed they were forced to work long hours without pay. As soon as we learn more information about this investigation, we will let you know.
Right now, we don't know how bad it looks inside Miguelito's Molino restaurant near Wilson Boulevard and Ashby Place, but the flames that were there earlier today looked very heavy. Multiple San Antonio fire units showed up to fight that fire that broke out inside of that yellow building this afternoon. We're told that the flames spread all the way up to the attic. Fortunately, though, nobody was injured. Firefighters blocked off the intersection near that building for a few hours, but since then, it's been reopened. Shot to death a year and a half ago, San Antonio police detectives are asking for your help to find the person who killed Brandon Caldwell. The deadly shooting happened in January 2023 at an apartment complex on Lavender Lane off of South W.W. White Road just before 7 o'clock in the evening. Investigators say that he had gotten into a physical altercation with his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, and they say that before leaving that complex, he realized that he had lost some jewelry, so he went back to get it, and when he walked back to his van, police say someone shot Caldwell multiple times. He died at the scene. So if you know anything that could help police find the shooter, call Crime Stoppers. The number's at the bottom of your screen now. It's 210-224-7867.
Not as much rain today as what we were looking at yesterday, but still some pop-up showers out there, very scattered in nature. We have a lot east of San Antonio. This has been ongoing through the afternoon. East of town, especially Wilson County, Karnes County, into Gonzales County. This is maintenance rain. This is where we do not have a drought. But farther to the west, where we are in the drought conditions, we still have some pop-up showers, which is really good to see, some more of that pop-up activity. And as we go through the rest of the evening, this activity is likely to really simmer down and, for the most part, I think come to an end a couple of hours after sunset, and then better rain chances are on the way again. We're going to get into that in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. Just days after his announcement upended the 2024 presidential campaign, President Joe Biden set to address the nation about that decision to exit the race and what he hopes to accomplish in the final 6 months of his presidential term.
Karen Kafa is live at the White House now with the details. Karen.
The tributes have been pouring in since Sunday, but now President Joe Biden set to address his decision to step out of the 2024 presidential race in his own words.
He will talk about not only the work, the extraordinary work that he has accomplished, but about his work in the next 6 months.
Biden's speech from the Oval Office, an opportunity to seize the electoral spotlight before ceding it to his vice president, Kamala Harris, who on the heels of Biden's endorsement has gotten off to a quick start, raising money and sparking a new enthusiasm among younger voters online.
Gen Z voters are ready to come out, they're ready to vote, and they're energized about what's at stake in this election in new and exciting ways.
The Harris campaign in a memo arguing their universe of swing voters has expanded. They're more upbeat about their blue wall states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and the diverse Sunbelt states like Arizona and Nevada. But even Democrats admit it won't be easy.
There's no question. The country is, partisanship in the country is very calcified, and there's no question this is going to be a close race. And, but I think in the end, she's got what it takes.
Facing the new campaign dynamic, Republicans have quickly targeted Harris as a San Francisco liberal and a partner in Biden's policies.
All right, we had some technical problems with Karen Kafa reporting live from the White House. We apologize for that. But again, President Joe Biden will address the nation tonight about his decision to step aside and not seek re-election. He'll be speaking from the Oval Office. You can watch it right here on KSAT 12 beginning at 7 o'clock tonight.
Now we're going to start with this. CPS Energy, an event for this evening has been postponed. We told you about this yesterday. That open house was scheduled to take place at 5:30 today, but that's been pushed back. The utility hasn't said when they're going to hold that event. The meeting was aimed at helping people learn how to save money on energy bills and also providing feedback about CPS Energy services. But again, we're going to keep watching that, and when they decide or they announce a new date, we'll let you know when that's going to happen. Now, new at 5, a 56-year-old San Antonio institution that serves women with substance abuse disorder is going to be able to help more people. Alpha Home just received a unique grant that allows them to help young women beyond their residential treatment homes.
Yeah, in many cases, Alpha Home does what they do for free. Courtney Friedman talked to one of the coaches who uses her personal experience to address rising mental health issues.
Was diagnosed with a late-stage cancer. In the treatment for the cancer, pain pills came into play, which were opiates.
Barbara Hood's cancer treatment lasted 4 years.
The disease was gone. The addiction was still there.
That's when she found the women's substance use recovery organization, Alpha Home, which has 2 live-in treatment houses in San Antonio.
Alpha Home saved my life.
She has spent her 12 years of sobriety helping other women. While working at Alpha Home, she noticed what statistics were saying. Mental health and suicide rates were spiking in young women.
Why are they so vulnerable?
The impact of the pandemic on this particular population. They had a significant increase in substance use disorders and mental health disorders. So that's my role, is to support these ladies.
A year ago, Alpha Home got a very unique integrative health grant, allowing them to seek out young women beyond the residential homes to prevent and treat substance use and mental health issues.
We go to community events. We go to schools. I have a working relationship with Big Mama Safe House. We go there. Hi, Destiny, it's Barb. How are you?
Hood is one of those new recovery coaches. She has 50 clients.
I have 50 people that can call me at any point in time and say, Barbara, I need help. Can you come and get me and take me to a meeting? What resource do you have to help me get food? Treatment for my mental health disorder.
She stays with her clients for at least a year, watching success build.
I help them get into school, help them find better jobs that are sustainable jobs.
While out in the community, Hood also trains and networks with organizations who are then prepared to help her clients when needed.
This is not a job to me. This is my avocation. It's my heart's calling.
That calling, changing the trajectory of future generations. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Alpha Home, such a special place, and like I said, most of their services are free to clients. All right, let's check out some of the traffic out there. This is 281 in San Pedro, and you can see traffic very heavy, really in both directions, but no major traffic problems, at least here. And as we switch to I-10 in Callahan West, as you might expect, I think it's the eastbound lanes that we're seeing coming towards us, and as I-10 and 410 split there, a lot of traffic backups, especially as people try to get on the ramp at 410. And this is US 90 at Medio Creek. This is just happening. You can see one of the Hero vehicles pulled off to the side with a car that appears to be stalled. None of the lanes are blocked, but there's an emergency situation happening there. Hopefully, it's just a car that's broken down on the side of the road.
And also a slowdown there at this hour, which is what you can expect at 5 o'clock. All right, well, coming up after the break, a new community resource haven is set to open its doors on the west side next month. The impact that the founder is hoping to have so that those living in the Alisana Apache courts can continue to thrive. Now let's talk about what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock. A former Uvalde School District police officer who responded to the Robb Elementary mass shooting is going to be in court tomorrow. His attorney tells KSAT that he's innocent. We're going to have more on what he has to say about the case.
It's been nearly 4 years since a teen was gunned down in front of his own home. His killer still on the loose. The teen's mother pleading with the community to help solve this case. All that and more today on the news at 6. Determined to meet the needs of more San Antonians seeking help, the founder of Big Mama's Safe House, expanding its services to the west side. Operation Homefront has turned over this 3-bedroom unit on Casanova Street at the Alisana Apache Courts to Betty Price. He's the founder of Big Mama's House. On August 5th, it will be the new home of the Casanova Community Hub. Right now, the plan is to have volunteers and community partners at the hub for 40 hours a week. The rooms in the unit empty now, but the hope is to find enough computers, desks, and printers to fill them with offices. Those items will help families access resource information, fill out paperwork. The Casanova Community Hub will also have a food pantry, a lot of items needed along with funding. But most importantly, they need community partners who want to see residents in this federal housing community thrive.
So what we're doing is, what little funding that we do have, we're stretching it. But the biggest thing is our volunteer resources is going to be stretched. So we're asking for more volunteers because we want to be here.
Yeah, they live on volunteers. Big Mama's Safe House receives little to no funding from local government. The new Casanova Community Hub also not receiving any government money, making fundraising efforts necessary. If you would like to help, we have information on how to get involved right now on KSAT.com.
Now we're going to take things outside to give you a live look here. This is right near the San Antonio International Airport. You know, we're continuing to watch how the IT outage at Delta Airlines has continued to affect flights out of our airport specifically. We just checked about 30 minutes ago, and it turns out that 2 Delta flights out of San Antonio International, one from Salt Lake City and the other to Minneapolis, have been delayed so far this evening, but everything else looks just fine out of the airport.
How about above the airport?
I was gonna say,
how's it look out there? Yeah, I went out for a nice walk. I thought I'd miss the storm. I got caught in it. I thought it was ironic because yesterday you had the KSAT Connect picture of the girl playing in the rain.
Yep.
It's kind of what I ended up doing.
Congratulations. It's a good thing. It beats most Julys around here. And by the way, those Delta delays, they can't even try to blame weather this go around. That's a good thing. All right, take a look at our authority radar, and we'll loop this over the past hour. Earlier, I talked about the action east of town that's still lingering, light to moderate in nature. Let's go west of San Antonio, where we have these downpours that have developed, and we'll switch radars to get a better view, particularly from, well, roughly Uvalde, but especially southward, Crystal City area, and up toward Batesville. This is where we have some of the heavier downpours right along Highway 83. This is all north of Carrizo Springs, but Carrizo Springs, I anticipate some more development your way, southward toward you. And we get into Frio County, not a whole lot. Just a little bit that just passed over I-35 north of Pearsall, and that has since fizzled out. So Zavala County seeing most of the action west of I-35 and a little bit in Uvalde County as well. We had one shower that just recently popped up over the past hour on the far northwest side of San Antonio. This is this one downpour that you see right here that was hit Bernie and even Government Canyon area. Boom, one quick little splash and dash. As for the overall rainfall accumulations here over the past 12 hours, and this is radar estimated, of course, but check this out. Over Bernie, you actually got a little drink of water. And I say this because Bernie has kind of missed out on the higher accumulations over the past couple of days, but estimates around Bernie of up to 0.4 of an inch, not quite as much within the city limits of Bernie. But look elsewhere where we've had rain today. This one swath in particular, just along and east of I-35 and then between Windcrest and Kirby. But check this out. San Antonio International Airport had over a half an inch measured today in the rain gauge, but we're about just east of the 1604-281 interchange, and you see this yellow area. This is just outside of Redland Road. We're going to get right into the neighborhood here, and this is the block. Moncayo Drive, is that the right way to say it? And Fall Way Drive. Casa Madrona, about 2 inches of rain. Yeah, that's a good accumulation. We like to see that. And wherever you see the green on the screen, that's at least a half an inch of rain that has fallen. And you see that in a good chunk of San Antonio, and even some higher amounts within those downpours east of town and around Floresville, 1 to 2 inches estimated by radar. Temperature-wise, mixture of 80s to near 90, 90 Kerrville, 95 Del Rio. Seguin, Helen's backyard, 0.4 of an inch today. Mico, 0.08 of an inch, but plenty of rain to go around in the hill country and in the Mico area yesterday. Rain chances really falling off later this evening and overnight tonight. Just at 10%. We'll start the day tomorrow at a 20% chance of rain. So slim pickings, we think, tonight into tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon and evening, we anticipate some development again. And this is the future cast, and I'm sharing this with you because I know a lot of people like to take a look at it, but I want to caution you here. I think it's underplaying the situation, just like it really did today. It's probably underestimating how much is going to develop and when, but you can see it is popping some activity up, scattered in nature, late in the afternoon and in the evening hours tomorrow. We're keeping it at a 40% chance from noon all the way through about 8 p.m. High temperature, 87 degrees, so just like today with the clouds, we do think that's going to impact the temperature. All right, let's talk about the aquifer. This blue area, that's the sweet spot for rainfall. That's the recharge zone. I outlined it in black here. And you look at the rainfall over the past 5 to 7 days, really, and it's been on the order of 2 to 5 inches. So the aquifer is up nearly 4.5 feet. 4.5 feet just since Friday. We've seen that improvement in the aquifer. And here's a good example of what we had out there today. Budding Boulevard and Starcrest, look at that, about 3 inches of rain. Now the upper level disturbance helping things out, helping us with the rain, will stay overhead through the weekend. Heat high, that takes over by Monday and cuts off our rain chances. 90s out west tomorrow, 80s elsewhere all the way through the weekend. And notice Friday through Sunday, rain chances up to about 60%.
Still love the rain.
Love the rain. You know who's dealing with something a lot cooler now?
Oh, yeah.
Larry Ramirez. He's joining us now live from Oxnard. So tell us, you caught up with Tyler Smith, right?
Yeah, so Tyler Smith, guys, he was made available when the team arrived yesterday to Oxnard, California. Now entering his third season with the Cowboys, he is definitely a veteran leader, in particular of the rookies, Guyton and Beebe, and plus Trayvon Diggs, the Cowboys' awesome cornerback, certainly wasn't happy about missing last season. Coming up.
I want to do better than I did last year. I'm being candid, like continuing to improve, continuing to get better in all the facets that I can be better in, and just continuing to rise.
Cowboys left guard Tyler Smith is looking to improve his game as we go camping with KSAT. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome live to Oxnard, California for Dallas Cowboys training camp. This will be our home for the next week and the Cowboys' home for the next month as they prepare for the upcoming season. Now, the Cowboys arrived yesterday afternoon around 4 p.m. local time to their team hotel and training facility here in Oxnard. It's a beautiful and convenient setup for the team, that's for sure. They can just leave their rooms and walk to group meetings, the practice fields, and the weight room. Third-year offensive lineman Tyler Smith is now one of the leaders on that O-line, along with Zach Martin and Terrence Steele. Entering his second season, though, in Mike McCarthy's offense, Smith naturally feels more comfortable and more of a leader.
I mean, it's huge for me just in terms of, stepping into that leadership role in the room. Like, the offense isn't new to me. Coach Solari's, his expectations, his philosophy isn't new to me. So just really bringing the younger guys like Coop and Tyler and Nate up to speed on that and just, really being that leader for them and kind of showing them the ropes is something I'm trying to step into for sure.
Cornerback Trayvon Diggs is on the comeback trail from a torn ACL that knocked him out for all of last season. In a little over 3 seasons, Diggs has 18 interceptions, with 11 of those in 2021. Fellow corner Jordan Lewis says Trey is a savant of football and a genius at it. Mary Rominger will have more on that tonight at 6. Lewis knows it was tough on Trey sitting out last season and not playing football.
It is definitely terrible when you see your friends out there playing ball and your mom make you sit in the house. So that's something that you never want to do as a competitor. But it definitely feels good. I'm blessed to be out here, and I definitely am grateful of the opportunity to be out here and be able to perform day one.
The Cowboys officially reported today. They'll hold their first practice tomorrow morning, then go again Friday morning. Saturday's the opening ceremony and the State of the Cowboys presser with Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and Vice President of Player Personnel, Will McClay. So it is a beautiful day here in Oxnard, California. Currently 73 degrees. We got more camping with KSAT coming up at 6. Back to you in San Antonio.
Yeah, it's not quite Point Magoo, but it does look nice out there still, Larry. Larry with the view.
Larry with the view.
Yeah, I like it.
Looking good there. All right, thank you. We'll be right back after this.
Still a few lingering outflow boundaries that we're going to be watching in the coming hours for a little bit of new development. Otherwise, most of the action has been east of town and better rain opportunities Friday into the weekend. We'll see you at 6.